wife left me this evening. She took my son. She said I destroyed our home.
A cold night wind moved through the city as a homeless man sat silently on the pavement. His clothes were worn, his hands rough, but his eyes were calm like someone who had already seen the worst storms life could bring. People walked past him without a glance, busy with their own lives. To them, he was invisible. Then, something unusual happened. A long black limousine stopped right in front of him. The door opened slowly and a billionaire stepped out. Everyone knew his name. He was powerful, feared, respected, but that night, his eyes were full of pain. He looked around to make sure no one was watching. Then suddenly, he covered his face with both hands and started crying. Not quiet tears. His shoulders shook. It was the cry of a man whose heart was breaking. The homeless man watched silently. His voice was soft when he finally spoke. "I can correct it." The billionaire looked up, startled. He wiped his tears. "What did you say?" The homeless man repeated. "I can correct it. The thing that is making you cry, it is not finished yet. It can be fixed." The billionaire stared at him with disbelief. How could a man with nothing claim to have the answer to a problem money couldn't solve? But there was something in the beggar's eyes. Not madness, not pity, wisdom. Without saying another word, the billionaire nodded. "Come with me." They began walking through the quiet night. The billionaire's expensive shoes made noise on the pavement, but the beggar's bare feet were silent. They stopped near a streetlight. The billionaire spoke first. "My wife left me this evening. She took my son. He said I destroyed our home. I gave them everything, cars, a mansion, holidays, but they still left." The beggar nodded slowly. "You tried to give them the world, but you forgot to give them yourself." The billionaire felt those words like a punch to his chest. He lowered his eyes and whispered, "I was building a future for them." The beggar replied gently, "A future without you in it is not a gift. It is a prison made of gold." Silence fell. The billionaire felt the truth sinking in. For the first time, he realized that everything he built meant nothing if he had no one to share it with. They walked further until they reached an empty park. The beggar asked the billionaire to close his eyes. "Tell me," the beggar said softly, "when was the last time you heard your son laugh?" The billionaire opened his mouth, but he could not speak. His mind searched, but no memory came. He could remember business deals from years ago, but not his own child's laughter. The beggar asked quietly, "When was the last time you held your wife's hand without checking your phone?" Tears filled the billionaire's eyes. The beggar continued, "Everything you lost tonight did not leave in one moment. It faded slowly, day by day, while you were too busy chasing the wind." The billionaire broke down, covering his face as tears streamed. He was no longer a billionaire. He was just a man who had traded love for success and lost both. Then the beggar spoke again. "I too had a wife. I had a son. I had a house bigger than yours. I created machines that the world celebrated. People called me a genius." The billionaire looked at him with surprise. "But I was blind," the beggar continued. "While I was building my empire, my son was waiting by the door every night, hoping I would come home early. One night he said, 'Dad, I don't need your inventions. I just need you.' I told him I was busy. I told him I would come later." The beggar's voice broke, but later never came. The billionaire stood frozen. The wind blew softly, carrying the pain in the beggar's words. "My son died," the beggar whispered. "He left this world with a broken heart. And when I finally looked away from my machines, I realized I had become a king in the eyes of strangers and a ghost in the eyes of my own child." The billionaire's heart pounded. He saw his own reflection in the beggar's story, the different life, same mistake. "I lost everything," the beggar said, "not because the world took it from me, but because I abandoned it chasing shadows." The billionaire wiped his tears. "Tell me what to do, please." The beggar placed his hand gently on the billionaire's shoulder. You must rebuild, not with money, but with humility. You must go to them not as a man of wealth, but as a man who is ready to love. They walked to the home where the billionaire's wife and son were staying. The sun was beginning to rise, lighting the sky in soft gold. The billionaire knocked on the door. His son opened it, surprised in his sleepy eyes. This time, the billionaire did not speak with pride. He did not offer gifts. He knelt, tears falling freely. "My son," he said, his voice trembling, "I cannot buy your heart. I cannot fix my mistakes with money. But if you give me one more chance, I will spend the rest of my life being the father I should have been." There was silence. Then, slowly, the boy stepped forward and wrapped his arms around his father. In that moment, the billionaire felt richer than ever before. He turned to thank the beggar, but the beggar was gone. No footprints, no sign, only a gentle breeze, as if heaven itself had sent him for this one purpose. And in that breeze, the billionaire heard the whisper of truth. A man is never truly poor until his heart forgets how to love. And he is never truly rich until his soul remembers it again. Dear listener, if this touched your heart, don't let this moment pass by. Type in the comments, "I choose love over pride." Share the story with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe for more touching stories that heal and bring light to your soul. Because sometimes, if the one who corrects your life is not the one with the most money, but the one with the most wisdom,